Basement Bookers Podcast.
What is up? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the World End Preview episode of the Basement Bookers Podcast. It is I, Basement Chair, the current reigning defending Basement Champ. That means I guess better than the last guy. That guy on the previous WWE branded pay-per-view or premium live event, if it's to be called, but I'm used to the old days. Rich the Riz, welcome the most rizzest, baldest man to the Basement Bookers Wrestling Podcast, brother. We're going to talk about AEW World's End, but first, Rich, introduce yourself. How are you, buddy?
I am, as Jared said, Rich the Riz. I am here. I am doing well. Thank you very much. I am a bit behind on AEW, but Jared's going to fill me in on anything important as we talk about each of the matches for tomorrow night, as of this recording, World's End pay-per-view live on Bleacher Report and other places if you're in other parts of the world than North America. How was your holiday weekend, bro?
My holiday weekend was the bomb diggity. It
Nice.
was the best of things. And the now Basement Chair studio is completed.
I'm
We
digging it.
have John Cena Funko Pop.
Where? I can't see him.
Exactly. New Day Funko Pop. All three the New Day. You know, you got the Becky Lynch, the Seth Rollinses, newly acquired Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, Finn Balor. You know, I got it's all cool here, and it's even taller. It's even taller. It doesn't fit on
Nope.
here, but my wife is the best. She always gives the best presents, the best everything, and you can't teach that. So, how was
Right.
yours, man? How was your trip? Your long journey, your arduous journey to the lands of the what are the free states? The Pennsylvania.
Trekked all the way out to literal Amish country and back, and it was a good journey. Spent some time with family. Had a great time there. Came back, still spent some time with family, a little unexpectedly, but all good, all good, all good. Got some stuff. Got some stuff. Might have gotten some fun little trivia card games to play. Got, just some other stuff. I got an ornament for my Festivus pole. Yeah, so shout out to my cousin Crystal for getting me this for my Festivus tree.
That's a
Official.
WWE official Walmart championship tree ornament.
That's right. That's right. It's going on my Festivus pole, which I actually just got the other day. Festivus just passed on the 23rd, of course. It is Festivus always occurs on the eve of Christmas Eve.
We didn't air the grievances. We should have done that. Maybe next year do that.
I kind of felt this year that maybe they weren't good to publish publicly, kind of thing. But
Oh, yeah, mine definitely weren't. I think I'd be in a lot of trouble in a lot of states.
yeah,
But no, that's a
yeah,
joke. That's a joke. Yeah.
yeah,
um,
dummy,
but
yeah.
irregardless, wonder what you guys think of the new and improved Basement Bookers podcast layout. From now on, the championship will be denoted by a C in parentheses, Wikipedia style. Shout out to Wikipedia. Uh, Donate if you want to, but don't if you don't.
If you're gonna
Um,
donate to them,
I'm
maybe
not your
donate to
dad.
us.
Okay, so we're gonna go through the world's end here. Rich Derez here, and see how we do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Basement Bookers 20-man Battle Royal coverage of World's End. I don't care who the winner is. They're going to TNT Hell Shot anytime. Wheeler Universe.
All right. So the battle royale for the for a future TNT championship match. Do we know the
This
participants?
Hook for the FTW Championship. Looks to me like Hook's going to take this one. Why give anything to Wheeler Yuta? Okay.
I mean, why give anything to Wheelie? Well, so I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. I think Hook is definitely going to have
Okay,
an
John
advantage.
Moxley looks to take on the Bum King himself. Look for Eddie Kingston to somehow miraculously win this tournament.
I agree. It's they got to give it to Kingston because he's a dual
Julia
champ going
Hart,
into.
she's going to definitely defend our championship here against Abaddon over here live at the Garden at World's End. But don't you worry about it because next we have timeless Tony Storm.
Oh, okay. So Julia Hart versus Abaddon. Julia Hart's going to retain. That's going to be an interesting
Versus
match.
Tiny Riho. And in this match, it's going to be timeless Tony Storm walking away with the W with no help whatsoever. Then
So, yeah. Okay. So how did Riho get this title shot anyway? Fill me in later. But
this
so
next
Tony.
eight-man tag team, the Jericho's guys, they're going to beat Billy Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. And, oh,
Starks and Bill and the Callis family. Okay, against the Sex Gods, Sting and Darby. It's going to be the faces. The faces are winning
Christian
this one.
Cage takes on Edge. I mean, Adam Copeland in a TNT championship match. Look for Christian Cage to retain.
Yeah, Christian is going to retain, do some sort of underhanded tactics, and because Adam Copeland does.
Versus Keith Lee from this year.
Yeah, that's happening again. We did this. There was a cinder block on the chest, and is this still from that? That
This
was.
match is on stale bread. What the Swerve? Swerve's gonna win this. Why Keith Lee? Okay. Andrade versus Andrade Ililo versus Miro. Miro's gonna win this one by hook or by crook. Game over.
Yeah, I would love to know the story here besides the whole CJ thing. Miro, Andrade, I think it's.
All-Star 8 tag match. Let's give it to the Blackpool Combat Club with Andy Garcia or something. And why is Roosh helping? Okay, anyway,
Yeah, Team BCC is winning that. There is Mark Briscoe,
MJF
super.
versus Samoa Joe, and it's going to definitely be MJF retaining somehow miraculously. Adam Cole is definitely the devil. Okay, I did it.
Is this working? Can you hear
Oh,
me?
hey, yeah.
Good.
Oh, you good?
What was MJF and Joe? I actually don't know. MJF. Why am I even here?
Well, Rich, we want your expert opinion. We'll give you that, I guess.
Thank you.
Contractually obligated to do that. So, Rich, go ahead. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have about current AEW program because you've been very busy out in the salt mines.
That's right. Pretty much. All right, so first up, we got this 20-man battle royale for a future TNT title match. We don't know the participants, right?
No, I don't, and I don't
Going
care. Just pick a guy you think's gonna win. I think it's gonna be Hamilton.
yeah. He's been on a roll. He's looking good on the TV shows he's been on. So yeah,
What? Yeah, Mario. Oh, Andre Andretti, right? And
action.
Action
Action.
Andretti. Him. I got him. Action Andretti. Look, I think pre-recorded pastime basement Jer already stated what I said. Why anything Wheeler Yuta? Hook gets this one just easy. I just don't see any future content between these two being exactly like come here, get over here, I'm coming to get you.
Mm.
Watch me, don't you change the channel. I'm sorry,
Uh,
but the crocheting championships is in 2 minutes.
yeah, like I know I said Hook before, but I'm kind of I feel like this FTW rules style actually benefits Wheeler Yuta. We've seen a lot more aggression out of him. Of course, him being a heel, Hook being a face. I think they might give it to Yuta.
All right. So, Rich, I don't know if you noticed, but the Continental Classic, which, by the way, is now available on YouTube, they've made the entire series available on YouTube. AEW has.
Hmm.
So, if you want to catch up, but long story short, it's down to Eddie Kingston, who is referring to himself as the Bum King. Like, he is the king of bums. And I wonder, like, if he cleared that up with Daddy Ass, or does he, supersede that? Will they team up in Europe? You know what I mean? Is that how that's going to work?
Mr.
And
Ass and the Bum King.
yeah, think about it. Bum, it
Hmm.
means rear end some
It does.
places. It doesn't have the same meaning in other places. So I'm going to need Eddie Kingston to clarify what he meant by that specifically. I'm a little slow, and I need it explained to me slow,
Hmm.
please. I
Yeah, just a
appreciate
little
that.
little spoon feeding of information there. Uh I like Kingston for this. I feel like he came in as champ for a reason, and I think somehow he's gonna come out as champ. First
All
ever
right.
AEW Continental, not Intercontinental, champion, which they're saying is gonna be like a triple crown kind of thing. I don't know. I did not follow All Japan Pro Wrestling.
Indeed.
Next up, Julia Hart versus Abaddon for the TBS Championship. I think Julia walks out still champion.
Why are we even talking about this? All right, Rich, why don't you go ahead and say your piece about this one that I already did?
Alrighty. Timeless Tony Storm versus Riho for the AEW Women's World Championship. I like Riho. I haven't seen her in a while. As we know, I'm not caught up. How did she come to get a title shot?
There was number one contenders, Bonzaru, Banzai, Buckaroo match, or whatever the F,
Hmm.
and Riho came out victorious, or
Hmm.
she didn't. But needless to say, it's time for Riho to face off against Timeless Tony Storm.
Alrighty. One up, one down. Tony's gonna retain.
Rich Derez, tell us who you've got for this gimmick angle. You have no idea what's going on. As a matter of fact, you are blessed with not keeping up with AEW television, because I don't know if you can see that Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara happen to be on the same team.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. A
Like,
little curious what's going on.
with when you watched AEW, Sammy Guevara had already turned on Chris Jericho, correct? For the
Right,
Callis family.
right. And then we didn't see him for a while.
So now the Callis family kicked Sammy out, and Sammy's and Chris Jericho made up on Wednesday night.
Of course they did.
So people are like comparing Sammy Guevara to the Big Show with the revolving door. To which I'm like, I think this is different because it's not Big Show with everyone. It's
Right.
it's Big Show and a specific person. It's makeup breakup.
Yeah.
Like, this relationship is like that. And
Like a rubber band.
obviously, with one Kenneth Omegaith out with injury, unforeseen, indefinite diverticulitis related injuries, they obviously had to call it audible.
Mm.
Either fast track the eventual makeup between these two, or just do something else that, what else are we supposed to do here? Sort of
Right.
thing. That's where I give it a little bit of leeway, even as a guy who's not like, "He- for life, AEW for life,
Hmm.
for life, scissor my God." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even I can give them just a little bit of leeway on that.
Yeah. That's fine. I I feel like even if I were following, I wouldn't be incredibly or at all invested in this match. Sex Gods and Sting and Darby because Sting.
Yep. So I said my piece on this one, Rich. If you want to go deeper into this one, you go right ahead, but I can update you on a little bit of things.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, so now currently Nick Wade's mother is the matriarch. So she stopped Edge from beating Christian Cage for the TNT Championship. They had a TNT Championship Wednesday night before, or maybe it was a collision. I'm bad at this. So yeah. She hit it was bad, by the way. It was just it's one of those things where you're like, I can't believe this. Or maybe it was at World's Full Gear. I don't remember. It was something. It was
It wasn't
somewhere.
Full Gear.
Okay.
I know that.
All right. So
She
it
still.
happened on one of those impact thingies. And I guess it's like because he had attacked her son or whatever. And her whole thing, her whole heel promo was like, you're going to boo a mother. And she's insinuated that her and Christian Cage, and it was like, it's this whole thing is like, I don't like this at all, one bit, you know. So,
Like, for the first time in my life, I was like, okay, Christian's doing good. This is good. I like this. Let him continue. You don't need to have her do any talking. Have him explain and just have her stand there. Mm-hmm.
yeah, just don't watch Dynamite then. Don't watch this current Dynamite then. So you got Edge or, I mean, Adam Copeland or Christian
It's going to be
Cage?
Copeland. He's probably going to have Beth backing him up because I don't think she's under a contract.
Oh, she might show up. I really think it's Christian Cage, though. Well, I mean, it should be, but whatever.
So
Actually, I
I
don't even
agree that it
remember.
should be Christian because Copeland doesn't need the TNT title.
No, but he needs something because this is turning out to be a poor choice. I mean, look, he's doing fine. I think you know what? I take that back. It's not a poor choice. It's like it's the best choice for him
Hmm.
because, like, what else was he gonna do?
Right. But at this point, like on that day, he saw clearly. Now he's like, I don't know.
All right, before we get disrespectful, let's move on. So now we got Swerve Strickland here. Prince Nana in the corner versus Keith Lee. And yes, this is fresh meats on stale bread as far as I'm concerned. Rich Torres, you're doing too much. Now, I told you, you said it was one verse you would do, and now we might have more in the copyright because I
Yeah,
have to put the
well,
music in.
well, well, Mister, I'm gonna play my audio over anytime you try and talk. That's what you get. That's what you get. Okay? Okay. Listen,
Well,
as long as we get the Nana Swerve dance, we all win.
Rich, how do you feel about Keith Lee versus Swerve Strickland after it's like they took an old hot dog out of the freezer. It's like, well, this is what we got for this.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to have something in your back pocket waiting.
I like those guys though, but like this should have been done already. Like, why? I don't understand how he just like Keith Lee was on TV while Swerve was feuding with Hangman.
He was a wizard for a minute. What happened with that?
Wait, Chris Jericho?
No, Keith Lee the White.
Oh, he got
Remember?
just for men. He
Yeah.
got just for men, and then he got a
Okay.
pink Santa hat because of the holidays. He's feeling festive. And
Mm,
people were being mean. It's Christmas, dude. He wants to wear a Christmas hat. He could wear a Christmas hat.
go for it. I'm down.
If what
As
I'm
far as
hearing,
who wins
yeah,
this, is it just the same? It's just the same feud from before. So it's maybe Swerve's gonna win. There's gonna be some interference from Shane Taylor and his crew.
yeah, dude, because there was a brick in Keith Lee's match. He had a brick, and then he said he's gonna take Swerve down brick by brick. And then someone on commentary's like, more like cinder block. It's like, yeah, it's pretty clever, I guess. All
That had
right,
to be Tony.
maybe. Next on the docket.
Next up, we have Miro versus Andrade El Idolo. And the last I saw, Miro was upset. CJ was like, "Well, you left me for your god," and he's like, "Well, my god is gone, and you're flexible." So she's like, "Yeah, but I'm flexible over here now."
Yeah.
I don't know if this is like a CJ tug of war. Um, it's be interesting as far as who wins. Tough. I realistically, they shouldn't be putting anyone over Miro. But Andrade is very talented, very good, good for the show. I think they should put Andrade over. Maybe they just do some sort of wonky finish that protects them both. I won't like it, but
You
I don't
don't gotta like it.
I don't know what I missed the past couple weeks with this whole thing. I'm interested in Miro. I'm interested in CJ. I'm interested in Miro and his storyline. Andrade thing, eh. I don't know why I'm invested in this.
All right. Well, I think you've said enough. I agree with what I said earlier in the beginning, whatever
Mm.
that was. Well, the Blackpool Combat Club is definitely still a thing, and they're gonna take on Switchblade, Gay White, Gay Lethal. I mean, Switchblade, Switchblade, Jay White, Jay Lethal, and Roosh against Blackpool Combat, Claudio Castagnoli, Brian Danielson, and Mark Briscoe, the great Mark Briscoe, and Daniel Garcia versus Brody King, Jay White, Jay Lethal, and Roosh. Rich, who do you got? I don't even know who's the faces. The Mark Briscoe one is what
Yeah.
I got.
Yeah, team BCC Briscoe and Garcia got to be the faces here, and they're going over. I'm curious what happened with Garcia and Menard and Parker and whatever, all that.
Spoiler alert, I pick Mark Briscoe anytime. If it's Mark Briscoe versus MJF, I'm gonna pick Mark Briscoe. If it's Mark Briscoe versus Sting, I'm gonna pick Mark Briscoe, just so we're clear. All right.
Down.
Well, next up we have MJF versus Samoa Joe for the World
Samoa
Championship.
Joe. You know, so
Yes,
tying in, I wonder if the Kingdom are the what do they call them? The Devil's Rejects.
that's what you're calling them, and I approve of it. I
Okay,
approve.
cool. Yeah, I saw spoiler for me because I'm so far behind. But I think the Kingdom are the new ROH Tag Champs.
Yeah, they yes, Rich, that's right. As of Dynamite, they have with the help of Samoa Joe apparently, because
Hmm.
on the screen afterwards they said it was a pleasure doing business with you. And Samoa Joe had a chair in his hand, and obviously, and then he did a thing with his head like this, like, and then like he's a robot,
Hmm.
and then just like chair shotted Maxwell Jacob Friedman in the back.
Hmm.
So that's how that left off. I still think MJF is going to retain, and that Adam Cole is going to be revealed to be the devil
Baby. So
or Wardlow,
if the
because
Kingdom
I've
are the
always
Devil's
said it was.
Rejects. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes.
If
No,
the
I'm
Kingdom,
sorry.
you doing this again?
No, I said I was sorry.
I know. So now I'm fucking with you. Anyway, if the Kingdom are the Devil's Rejects, it would partially stand to reason that it's Roddy as the devil, but there was a fourth. So at that point, it would track that it's Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, like face Adam Cole is uncomfortable and cringe. So let's just stop doing that, please.
Face. So, I think face Adam Cole with face MJF. Yes. But face Adam Cole in general, I'm okay with. Heel Adam Cole is just so much better. Just like heel MJF is a lot better. Um, it's interesting. Like obviously Adam Cole's injury did derail some stuff, but other than that, I think if that didn't happen, MJF would have. I'd say turned, but I think he would have reverted already and turned on Adam Cole. I think the Devil's Rejects and all of this is just time killer kind of thing.
Yeah, until he gets better.
Hmm.
All righty. Well, that was indeed the World's End preview. Now, we got something Rich had brought to my attention. Sometimes you find an opinion,
Hmm.
and an opinion, they're all like, buttholes. They all stink. We all got that. You know what I mean? So, let's see what this gentleman's controversial wrestling opinion. Some might say a hot take. You decide, and maybe you have a different opinion or you have the same opinion. If you do, I'm sorry.
Either way, let us know down below or on our socials.
So this comes from the diabolical mind of Rich the Riz. He's found this on the internet, a controversial take that may or may not divide the Basement Bookiverse and maybe make you think differently of Basement Jared. We'll see about that. This trap set for me. All right, I'm gonna hit the play button here. Let's see what this controversial take is.
WWE's Ed.
Hold on a second, I forgot. I gotta do this over. This is an ours, so we need to put on some protection just in case we have an issue.
Okay.
See, the brain works sometimes.
WWE's Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston is a current world champion. We're recording this before the end of the season.
He is a current world champion. I have to say this because it's important when you're watching other people's content to transform it and constantly stop because otherwise they butcher your work. And it's like, whatever, dog. All right, let's finish what he said.
Hold on.
C2. He might even win the C2 and be a
Oh, what's up?
was a tournament champion, but he won't be the world champion, and he will never feel like the world champion. And that's Seth Rollins. He's WWE's Eddie Kingston, but nowhere near as good. No. WWE's
I'm gonna
Eddie
have to
Kingston.
play this again.
Okay.
Because that's so stupid. That is so I can't.
Eddie Kingston is a current world champion.
Yes, he is a current world champion.
We're recording this before the end of the C2. He might even win the C2 and be a Tri-Wizard tournament champion. But he won't be the world champion.
I mean, that there's a good reason for that. Like the day you do that, and that's no disrespect to Eddie Kingston. Okay, so
And he will never feel like the world champion. And that's Seth Rollins. He's WWE's Eddie Kingston.
Seth Rollins is not WWE's Eddie Kingston.
See, I'm willing to listen to his argument and consider it until he says this very next thing.
That's right. This very next thing here.
But nowhere near as good.
What do you mean by that, sir?
Number one, I think this guy said something so outlandish specifically to get people such as us talking about it.
Oh, you brought this to my attention on purpose.
I did. Now, just to address the comment itself, it's good to have your own opinion. I hope he can back it up. That is, as we know, the end of the clip. The clip just doesn't go any longer than that. I have not looked at the show to see what else he says on the topic. I don't think he does because it looks like they go and talking about Shayna Baszler next. But as far as that, I don't think that Eddie Kingston. I like Eddie Kingston a lot, right? It's well documented on this podcast. I like Eddie Kingston a lot. I like his mic work a lot. That's probably his mic work is excellent, I think. His in-ring work, I like how he will sell even a minor injury and make it like a key point in a match. I don't think Eddie Kingston is better than Seth Rollins at anything. Okay? I don't. I truly don't. I like him a lot. Seth Rollins is just on another level.
I think Eddie Kingston might realistically agree with you. You know, I can't speak for him for sake of my bones being broken, but I'm just saying maybe Seth Rollins, and I could even do a shorter cut than what you said. Seth Rollins
Hmm.
wrestles at the highest level with opponents on the highest level.
Hmm.
There are exceptions for Omos. He's very big. Okay, that's
Hmm.
all.
Right.
And I'm sorry, it's just not the same thing. That's all.
Yeah.
Character, we could talk characters, that's up that could be debatable depending on who you are or what you like.
Hmm.
But if you're talking about in-ring ability, highest level,
Yeah.
bar none.
Kingston
Sorry to
does
say that.
what he does very, very well. And that's bit of wrestling, some more brawling than wrestling. And
Yeah,
and I like that style.
it's
I
just
think
not the same thing.
right. I believe Seth Rollins to just be the superior performer between the two.
Yeah. Well, Rich, we are respectful gentlemen. And respectful gentlemen know when it's their time to get the hell out of people's houses and faces.
And ears.
That's right. It is time for us to hit the old dusty trail and thank you for coming by to the Basement Bookers Presents Worlds and Preview Talk About show. Stay tuned this weekend for the something annual bookies. Garage Torres.
All right. With that being said, I was about to do your thing. Damn. No. Linktree is below. Basicbookers@gmail.com is also on there. Let us know your thoughts. What do you think between Eddie Kingston and Seth Rollins? Who is going to walk out of World's End as the world champion? Who is going to walk out with the TNT title match whenever, wherever? The whole Shakira song, the Shakira shebang, if you will. Let us know. And just got a party message.
The match of life is scheduled for one fall, baby. So make it count.
Do what the man says.
Follow the bookers, you crazy cats, kittens, and caboodles.